Well, hey, if you clicked on this video today because you are looking for a way to not gain weight while on vacation, then I have got a video for you today. I want to give you my top 3 tips as a personal trainer, as somebody who's been into fitness for over a decade, on how you can actually stay in shape while you are on vacation. It's coming your way right now. Well, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here for a bit, if you are new, I am super pumped that you are here today. My name is Lauren and my channel is all about making beauty easy for the girl who thinks that she can, both internally and externally. My hope today is that you will consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so that you can get alerts every single time I upload new videos, which is every single Friday, every third Thursday, and every fourth Tuesday of the month. Well, it is Transform Your Body Thursday, and I am so excited to talk to you about this topic today. It's one that Lance and I teach a lot on in our personal training program, our online coaching program, really. It's not really personal training. I think I'm so used to saying that because we owned a studio for 10, 12 years. Anywho, this is a topic that we talk about a lot because it's something that affects us all. And it's like, what do we do when we travel? The question we always get is like, how do we not gain weight while we're on vacation? How do we stay healthy while we're traveling? How do we stay healthy while we're on vacation? Like, is there a method to that? And the answer is yes. And the reason why I wanted to share about this month for Transform Your Body Thursday is because Lance and I just recently got back a couple of weeks ago from a trip to St. Louis, Missouri to see my little brother get married to his beautiful wife, who I did her makeup for and her hair for, and oh my gosh, she looked amazing. I'll throw some photos in just for fun. And it was so great, and it was so awesome to go back and see our families. We haven't been back to St. Louis in, I don't know, gosh, probably a year and a half. It was crazy. We were supposed to go at Christmas time last year, and I got sick and we couldn't go. And so it's been hard to be away from family. So anyway, all of that to say that we just traveled. We were gone from Florida for 5 days or so. And traveling is tough. Let's be honest. Whether you're doing it for work, whether you travel for work, whether you're traveling for vacation, it can be a challenge when you try to live a healthy lifestyle and you try to stay in shape and you try to be fit. Or if you're actually on that like journey of reaching some big fitness goals and you're trying to get fat loss and weight loss, those are huge things, and traveling can really mess you up if you don't have a plan of action ahead of time. And so what I wanted to do today was bring you a video that gave you my 3 best tips that Lance and I talk to our coaching clients all the time about, and these are the ones that will really make a big difference. And let's be honest, it's going to make a dent in your fitness goals, and I mean a good dent, not a bad dent. So the first tip that I have for you is the question that I get a lot is, what do you do like beforehand? So, Lauren, do you count your calories? Lauren, what do you do? And I think if you've been on my channel for a while, then you know that Lance and I are big proponents of flexible dieting. We have a flexible dieting approach in everything that we do with our clients, with ourselves. We don't support any fad diets. We just don't believe in them. They're not sustainable. And so what we have found to be the most successful, especially, can I get an amen from you if you've done this? If you've done like clean eating or paleo, we did that for years and years and years and years and years, and it nearly ruined my life because I was so miserable all the time and deprived. So all of that to say that we are big proponents of flexible dieting, and that is how we live day to day. I talk about that very openly here on my channel. I do not deprive myself. I make sure that the things that I eat work into the macronutrients for my body and what I need for my goals. So the first thing, tip number 1 that I do whenever we are going out of town and we are planning on traveling, is I actually up my calories. And I bet you're going, oh, what does that mean? Okay, let me explain it. I up my calories to my maintenance calories. And what that simply means is that I have a set amount of macronutrients, and really flexible dieting or macros is really just a placeholder for calories. So basically what that means is that I have these set macros that I meet Monday through Sunday. They look a little bit different on the weekends because I like a little bit of a higher caloric intake on the weekends, just when I want a little bit more freedom. But what I do is I will up my maintenance to my maintenance calories whenever we go to travel. And that simply means that for my body and for my goals, it's roughly about 400 to 500 calories each day to keep me at maintenance. And maintenance simply means no changes. I don't want to gain weight while I'm on vacation. I also know that it's not realistic for me to lose body fat. And if I'm in a phase where I'm trying to cut fat, which is exactly the phase that I'm in right now, when I'm traveling, I have to be smart and know that there's going to be moments where it might be tough for me to hit my normal deficit macros that I'm doing right now. So in saying that, I literally just propped my foot up on my door here. You can't see it, but it looks funny. Anyway, so I do that, and that's the first thing that I do. And if you need more information, or you're looking for information on, you know, what your caloric expenditure would be, what your basal metabolic rate would be, how to even calculate your macros, this is all stuff that Lance and I do for our clients inside of our program. If you want more information, there's two things that you can do. You can check the description box. There's a quiz link down there for you that Lance built, and this is going to give you your #1 strategy that's missing in your life for weight loss. I highly recommend that you take that quiz. It is amazing. The second thing you can do is join our free Facebook group. We have a free coaching Facebook group, and I'll run it on the bar here on the bottom of the video, and of course link it in the description box. But we have that because we want to resource you, so that way you can, you know, take everything that we have to give you guys away that's of value, just like I have here on YouTube, and utilize it for your goals. So if you want more information, I'm just talking all over my words today, then check those links below, and of course join the group, and we will help you to get going on that. And if you want more information about becoming a client, we can absolutely help you with that too. The best way to do that is to reach out via social media, our websites, all of that good stuff, which again is all linked down in the description box. So that is the first thing I do, is I set myself up for maintenance calories, and this gives me a lot more freedom. This means that I can plan my day a little bit better. And the other thing that I do inside of this maintenance calories thing is that I plan for my bad meals at night. And what this simply means is that I eat really clean foods throughout the day whenever we're traveling. You know, airports are hard. I try to pack things that TSA won't make me throw away. And if I do buy anything at the airport, I try to find the highest protein compound that I can find at the airport. Usually it's like some kind of meat, deli meat, something like that. They usually have those pre-packaged things, and I will definitely do that. But I plan my bad meals at night. And what this means is that since I have 400 or so extra calories to burn for my maintenance calories, or to eat, to utilize, not burn, I will actually plan to have, you know, if we're going to go out, for instance, we wanted emos so bad going back to St. Louis. It's one of the things that we really miss big time living here in Florida, is having Emo's Pizza. Lance and I planned on, I think it was Sunday night when we were coming back home, because he got some tattoo work done when we went back home from St. Louis. We decided to make sure that we could have Emo's that night, and we ate clean the entire day. Like we hoarded, literally I hoard my macronutrients to be able to burn all of those calories at Emo's, and it was so worth it. We polished off 2 extra large pizzas, and it was great. So that's what we did, and that's a huge tip for you. That would be a pro tip, is save the meals that you know you're gonna want. Like if you're going somewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, we have this donut shop that we love to visit every time we go here, and if I can't have a couple of these donuts, I'm just gonna die. I would save that for the end of the day. Or if you're gonna burn it in the morning, then you better be aware and ready to eat clean the rest of the day, so that you don't go over your maintenance calories that you've already set for yourself. So that's a little bit of insight on tip #1. So tip #2, and this is gonna piggyback off of a lot of things that I've talked about on my channel when it comes to fitness, and that is going to be to set good, great, and awesome goals for working out. Yes, I want you to work out while you are traveling, while you're on vacation, or whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm going to link some videos for you above in the eye that I've talked more about good, great, and awesome goals. This is a very big concept inside of our coaching program that we do. And as an accountability coach for Lance Caron Coaching, that's the name of our coaching business. But as the accountability coach for the program, this is something that I really try to drive home. Look at me punching. I try to drive home with our clients. Like, you know, at all times, we want to make sure that we're following those good, great, and awesome goals when we're traveling. In anything in life that we're doing, we need to set good, great, and awesome goals, so that we're not setting ourselves up for failure because we set the bar here, and realistically for that week, we could only meet this. If we're setting the bar here, but we can realistically only meet this for that week, then that is a huge gap, and you set yourself up for failure. So it's really important when you're traveling to, you know, make sure that A, you're working out while you're on vacation, and B, knowing that working out on vacation is not a bad thing. So what we did is we set good, great, and awesome goals for that time slot that we were in St. Louis, and I have good, great, and awesome goals for the week. So for instance, my week typically, my good goal would be 4 workouts, my great goal is 5 workouts, and my awesome goal is 6 workouts. Well, for that week, we traveled on a Friday, and then we traveled through a Wednesday, so the week was kind of broken up. I only got to work out one time when we were in St. Louis, one time, which I was really mentally not prepared for. I was hoping to be able to work out more, but it just didn't happen. And I wasn't concerned about it on one hand, and then on the other hand, it bumped me out. But then when I sat and looked at my week, guess what? I had met my good, great, and awesome goals for those 2 weeks of time. In fact, I met my awesome goals both weeks. I had literally worked out 6 days in both of those week spans. It just wasn't in that 5-day span. It just didn't look the same as it would normally look if I were home in normal life here in Florida land, right? So that is really, really important. And so what I would suggest to you is simply this. First of all, collectively look at your week. So whatever your good, great, and awesome goals are normally for the week, look at that collectively. And then on those travel days, what workouts can you work in? If it's only one like I did, fantastic. As long as you still meet either the good, great, or awesome goal for that week, who cares? And secondly, if you can do more than one workout, do it. If you're staying in a hotel that allows you to have a fitness center, utilize the fitness center. And then what I typically do, let's take it a layer deeper, is I set a good, great, and awesome goal for my workouts. So let's just say, for instance, that I know I'm only going to get 2 workouts in and I'm traveling for 5 days. Well, what's my good and great and awesome goal of those 2 workouts? Is my good goal going to be 20 minutes? My great goal going to be 25? And then my awesome goal be 30? Great. That sounds good to me. That's what I'll plan. So I know that I'm doing no less than 20, but I know that if I meet 30, I have really killed it on what I plan to do. And so that is how you succeed while you're on vacation or while you're traveling, is to make sure that you build workouts into the travel days and make sure that you plan for it. And here's the deal. You don't have to have a gym. Lance and I literally worked out in my parents' basement. We brought his, he's got some resistance bands, and then I brought my booty bands, and I let him train me, which, dear God, I should have filmed that for you guys because he kicked my butt. Lance did a crazy high intensity workout that we did for 30 minutes, and it kicked my freaking butt, and that's what we did. And we did it in my parents' basement. It was a tiny little space that we worked out in, and it was great. And it was all I needed for that day. I was like, cool, I feel better, you know? So that's just what we did, and you don't have to make it this big, elaborate experience. Gosh, you can even do bodyweight workouts. And, you know, if you guys want me to even put together some bodyweight workouts that you can do while traveling, let me know. Put that in the comments, and that might be something I do for next Transform Your Body Thursday video, is put together some, like, travel type workouts that you can do. Let me know. Okay, so the third thing that I want to talk about today, and this is the biggest one. It's literally the biggest tip, and it encompasses the other 2. And the other 2 were plan for your maintenance calories and plan to work out. But this is the big one. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this one is because I always get this question, Lauren, I need to know how to stay healthy, you know, on vacation, or I need to know how to stay healthy while I'm traveling, or I need to know how to stay fit while I'm traveling. I travel a lot for my job. How can I stay in shape while I'm traveling? That is a great question, and it all forms that I just gave you. You decide. Yes, it's literally that simple. Tip number 3 is to decide. So what do I mean by that? I mean, decide what you're going to do before you go. And the reason I say that is because if you don't decide and then you end up coming back and you gain weight and you have no one to be mad at but yourself. And what I don't want you to do is be kicking yourself in the butt, beating yourself up, creating more bad mindsets to overcome because you're mad at yourself for picking up 3 to 5 pounds, which, by the way, let's be honest, you know that it's not real weight. You know that. You know that it's water weight. You know that it's because you went over. You know that it's not real. It literally comes off in 1 to 2 weeks. It's not a big deal. But you have no right to get mad at yourself if you didn't decide beforehand what you were going to be okay with. So here's the thing. This vacation that we took, it really wasn't like a vacation, but I mean, we vacated a little bit. We did work a lot, but that's beside the point. I made the decision that I was going to set my maintenance calories, but I knew there were going to be days that I was even going to go over that 400 calories that I gave myself additional on what my normal day was. And I was okay with that. I knew that the reality of me working out more than once was not going to be feasible or plausible because Lance and I were traveling so much to see our families. We were on the road a lot, and we were in, you know, we literally were living out of a suitcase that whole time we were there. I knew that it wasn't feasible. I had to be okay with that. So I decided before I went what I was going to be okay with while I was there. Now, let me give you guys some truth. I had a meltdown when I came back. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video. So we got back on Wednesday. I don't even remember the date. But we got back on a Wednesday. And that Wednesday we got back into Tampa. We got home. I literally worked out. I worked out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was 5 workouts. Plus my one on Monday was 6 workouts for the week. That's how I did it. But on Sunday, I literally had a meltdown because I was just feeling so bloated and I was uncomfortable. None of my clothes were fitting right. And we have stuff going on with our cats at home. And so I was getting ready for church and I had this outfit that I wanted to wear, this really cute little overall thing. I probably should show you guys a picture of it that I just bought at H&M and I haven't worn it yet. And I wanted to do my hair and do my makeup a certain way and look so 90s when I was going to church. and I wasn't feeling the greatest. I was bloated, I was uncomfortable, you know, and then of course stuff's going on with our cat. So I just had a meltdown. I couldn't do everything that I wanted to do. And on that way to church that morning, I was literally having a freaking meltdown in the car. Lance is with me. He's like, what's going on? So we're talking through it. And what it really came down to is that I was just having a bad body image day. But here's the deal. What I had to do, I did a couple of things, and I even talked about this in our paid Facebook group with our clients. I do a segment with them every other Wednesday where I give some emotional encouragement, some words of encouragement. Wisdom Wednesday is what it's called. But anyway, I talked about this experience and what I was going through, and I did a couple of things to help me. The first thing I did was accept where I was emotionally. Yeah, I picked up 5 pounds while I was gone. I did. It wasn't real weight, I know that, but it was literally 5 pounds. It's actually 4.5, but whatever. From the time that I had weighed in last before we left for Missouri to the time that I got back to that Sunday, it was about 4.5 pounds that was on the scale showing up. And it just melted me. It melted me because A, I wasn't expecting that. B, I knew what I went back to do, and that I wasn't going to be concerned with anything, that I wasn't going to worry about all of the overages that I was going to have. I was going to enjoy myself. I don't get to see my family very often. I don't get to, enjoy all the foods. I'm drinking pre-workout because I'm going to work out as soon as I get done with this. I don't get to do all of that all the time. So I just wanted to just live and enjoy life. And so, you know, it showed up on the scale as 5 pounds and a lot of water and holding water in the muscle and in my legs and everywhere else. It's part of it. But I was having a meltdown about it. So what I did is I accepted where I was emotionally. I just felt the emotions. So when you feel that way, it's really important to know that you can feel that way and accept it. It's okay. But what you can't do, what I'm not allowing you to do, and I'm just going to pretend that I'm your accountability coach right now as if you were one of my clients. The first thing, you can't get on the dang scale after you've gone on vacation. You're feeling a certain way and you're like, I just need to know if it's real. And then you step on the scale. So first of all, I would have been so mad at one of our clients if that's what they would have told me that they had done. But it's so easy for me to look into your life and tell you, hey, don't do that. That's not wise. But when it comes to me and I'm feeling emotions, girl, I'm going to do all kinds of things that I just told you not to do. It just happens. So I accepted where I was emotionally. And then I decided after church, I was going to get my butt in the gym and I was going to go work out and I was going to feel better. And let me tell you something. It took a lot of effort for me to go in and do that workout because I just didn't feel it. But when I got going, I made the intentional decision. I did shoulders that day. And as I was lifting those weights and pushing the bar and doing all kinds of stuff, I was looking in the mirror, looking at my shoulders going, look at these boulders that you've built. And I just started complimenting myself in my brain, looking in the mirror, looking at the veins, looking at the vascularity, seeing this powerhouse that I had built because I was starting to remember what I had come from. A girl who hated working out, a girl who hated eating healthy, a girl who wouldn't try anything because she's so dang picky. Like I remember the first protein shake Lance ever had me try, gagged. It was an acquired taste, I'll be honest. But I've come so far from that girl that was 21 years old who was 35 pounds overweight and 35% body fat. I'm not that girl anymore. And even though my body is not in a perfect condition that I want it to be, it never will be. I am so far removed from that girl that I was that many years ago. And guess what? You are too, the moment that you decide. You may not be where you want to be today, but you're further than what you were yesterday. And that's what you have to remember. So you have to take the intentional moment. I got to turn my car on, girl. It is, woo, starting to sweat up in here. There we go. I turned it off because I didn't want you guys to hear the hum of the motor, but it's too hot in Florida to sit in the car with your AC on. Anyway, I'm starting to sweat and I haven't even worked out yet. But you're too far removed. You need to be far removed from that person that you once were because you're not her anymore. You're just not. And if you make that decision today and you still haven't met your, guess what? You're not the girl that you were yesterday. And it's really important for you to remember that. And it's important for you to start acting out of that. So I made that conscious decision to start looking at my body instead of being flustered and mad about, you know, where I was at for the day. Because again, it wasn't real. I knew that. It's all of that is already gone. I'm looking better as it is now, meeting goals, all that good stuff from what I was 2 weeks ago. It's just par for the course. But you just have to start being intentional with what you're saying about yourself. If you're not, then your thoughts and your emotions are always going to get away from you. And you're never going to be happy with who you are in that moment. And guess what? You're going to miss out on a lot of stuff in the present because you're beating yourself up in the present and you're too focused on who you were in the past, or you're too focused on where you're going in the future even. We've got to start living for the moment today. And when we're 60 years old, we're going to look back at all these photos that we used to pick apart of ourselves, and we're picking apart every little nuance that we see in a photo. And we're going to look back and we're going to go, dang man, I had it going on and I didn't even give myself any recognition. I didn't even walk in confidence. I didn't even notice the beauty that I had in that moment. And here I am wishing I could get that 30 years back, and I can't. So we've got to start being intentional. I don't know why this turned into this in this video, but it did, because I guess I just wanted to share my story with you guys of how I had a meltdown, because I still do. Even after all these years, I know all the things not to do, and I still do those things sometimes. I think it's Paul that said in the Bible, I do what I don't want to do, and I don't do what I do need to do, when he's talking about sin. And it's just like, man, even in my own emotions, my own emotional, recklessness that goes on, I'm still like that. I know the things not to do, yet I still do it. So I hope this encourages you today. I hope that you realize that even as somebody who is a fitness professional who knows plenty to stay in shape and be in shape and lives in shape, it's not always perfect for me. These are the things that I do to make my mind right when I travel, so that I know how to not truly gain throughout when I travel. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I just have to be okay with the fact that I didn't do everything the way that I could have done it, and I don't need to be upset because I decided beforehand. If I didn't decide, then I can be mad at myself. But I did decide beforehand that I wasn't going to care if the scale was up a few pounds, because I was just going to enjoy myself and not worry about it, because it all comes off again anyway, and it's not real. So I hope these 3 tips that I have given you, and then also just the story of just how it was for me when I got back, have helped you today. I would love to know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is from this video, what tip helped you the most, and if you're struggling with something, man, Lance and I would love to help you get where you want to go. Join the free Facebook group, take the quiz down in the description box below, and let us help you. Let us resource you with some of the things that we've created to make your journey a little bit easier. So I think that's going to be a wrap for today's video. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and do that now so that you don't miss out on any future Transform Your Body Thursdays, any Friday videos, or Transform Your Mind Tuesdays. And I, of course, will see you in my next video. I'm going to go in and work out. #ReformTomboyFamily. I'll see y'all soon.